A one, a two, a you know what to do.
Hi, this is Kathy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, now streaming on Netflix. Ma Rainey was written by Ruben Santiago-Hudson, directed by George C. Wolfe, based on the play by the same name by August Wilson, one of my favorite playwrights. Translating a play to film can be really tricky, especially because most plays are set in 1 to 2 locations, and that could make a film really static. However, that's not the case in this instance. There's such sharp filmmaking that it feels like a stage production and doesn't lose that authenticity. Due to Wolfe's direction, editing by Andrew Monchine, and cinematography by Tobias A. Slessler, it pulls you in like a stage play and still allows the characters to be the focus. Now, this is the only play of August Wilson's collection that is based on a real person. So Gertrude Ma Rainey is one of the earliest African-American pro-blues singers and one of the first to actually record. She is known as the mother of blues for bridging vaudeville with Southern blues, influencing a whole new generation of blues singers. She also happened to be an openly queer woman who had multiple love affairs with women and loved to sing about it. This film was produced by the great Denzel Washington as part of a 10-picture deal to produce August Wilson's collection of plays as feature film, the first being Fences. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is about the high tensions that arise when Ma Rainey and her band gathered together at a recording studio in Chicago in 1927. Now, like I said, the filming of this is absolutely beautiful. It still feels like a play with the focus on the characters and a lot of close shots, but it still allows them air to breathe, and there's still enough movement to keep the film from being static. The costuming is beautiful and the sets are very authentic to the time. Even the dialogue includes slang that was very particular to that time. But the absolute best thing about this film is the cast. What a masterclass in acting. And honestly, I'm in no way surprised with the powerhouses in this cast. We have my all-time favorite, Viola Davis. I will work with you one day. Glynn Turman, Colman Domingo, Michael Potts, and Chadwick Boseman in his final film appearance. So let's start with the band members. Michael Potts plays slow drag. He's a straight shooter. He kind of stays out of the way, but he still really holds his spot in this movie. He knows his place in the band, and all he wants is record those songs, get his money, and get out of there.
Damn the door, let's do this. I want to get out of here.
Then we have Glynn Turman as Toledo, who bumps heads with Levy. More than bumps heads. Absolutely adore Glynn Turman. He reminds me so much of my grandfather. Like, he looks almost exactly like my grandfather, just shorter. My grandfather was much bigger, so I have such a soft spot for him. So obviously that ending ripped me to shreds, and I'm a huge How to Get Away with Murder fan. And he was also on that show, and that also destroyed me. To not give anything away, I'm just saying he destroyed me on that show. And in this movie. So Toledo offers some wisdom, being the oldest of the group. He kind of offers Levy a glimpse into his future, because he's a man that went down a lot of the same paths that Levy did, and he's seen the disappointment. And he tries to impart that wisdom, but once we break down Levy's character, we understand why that just doesn't go through.
I think I was saying, things change, the air and everything. Now you're gonna say you were saying it. You gonna fit 2 propositions on the same track, run them into each other, and cause they crash, you gonna say it's the same train? Now this nigga talk about trains.
Then we have Cutler, played by Colman Domingo, who's sort of the mediator. He's the trombonist of the group and essentially the boss when Ma isn't around. Colman Domingo is such a brilliant actor because he has this ability to be really subtle with his decisions while still commanding the room. I think of him as this like soft, powerful. It's not loud in your face. Everything is so small and subtle, but it's so precise. And you can see the motivation in everything without it being thrown in your face. He is absolutely brilliant.
Oh, I just play the piece, whatever they want. I don't criticize other people's music.
And then, of course, the last member of the band, Levy, played by the late Chadwick Boseman. Now, Levy is this ambitious, charming trumpet player. He wants to do more than just being the background member of Ma Rainey's band. He wants to write his own music and perform it eventually. Chadwick plays that part like a glove. He is charming, naturally witty, and you could feel how ambitious this guy is. But under all that charm is this hot-tempered rage that has literally and figuratively left a scar. Literally, because Levy actually has a scar across his chest when a group of white men broke into his family home attempting to rape his mother and he tried to protect her. Clearly, that moment left a scar in many ways and has shaped the way that he moves around the world. This part is so fantastically played by Chadwick Boseman, especially during his main monologue where you see the cracks in his charm.
Don't know nothing about what kind of blood I got, what kind of heart I got beat here.
A part of you feels sorry for him for what he's endured and all the pain that he's clearly in. And simultaneously being terrified as you see how broken and unstable he really is. And Chadwick perfectly balances both of those things. And then of course on the other end of that we have Ma Rainey, played by my favorite, Viola Davis. I always have to say the great or my favorite before saying her name because she is everything. Anytime I see this woman act, it is an absolute masterclass. She commands the screen every time. She doesn't even have to say a damn word. And perfectly enough, Ma Rainey is that character. She doesn't have to say anything to command the room. They make you think that possibly she's a diva, but no, she's actually reclaiming her power. And she says it so perfectly in her monologue, where she talks about knowing that they want nothing to do with her. All they want is her voice. Once they have her voice, they're done with her. They don't need her anymore. So she says she might as well make them work for it, because that's the least they can do.
All they want is my voice. Well, I done learned that. And they're gonna treat me the way I want to be treated, no matter how much it hurt them.
It really touches upon the white exploitation of Black culture. Viola plays it perfectly because she's so grand in her power, and like I said, she doesn't have to be speaking to command the room and for you to know her presence. This movie touches on so many different topics, most importantly survival, joy, pain, the realities of Black America. We even get some sort of symbolism and foreshadowing for the end of the movie. When Levi's talking about his new shoes, he goes into talking about a Black man who sold his soul to the devil, and in doing so it allows him to get away with murder. But at the end of all that, the man loses himself, and we see Levy lose himself. He gives the songs he wrote to the music producer in hopes to record his own music. And in turn, the guy screws him over and takes his song. And in that moment of rage, Levy does the unthinkable and loses himself in the process. It is extra haunting when the movie ends with an all-white band playing Levy's song. If you enjoyed this video, please like. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Make sure to stream Ma Rainey's Black Bottom now on Netflix, and I'll see you in the next one.